Welcome to the September 2017 edition of City Connector, right here on City TV and brought to you by the City of Douglasville. I am Lee Brogdon-Culberson, ProfessionalMojo.com, and it is fall, y'all. That means that there is so much going on in and around our fabulous community. Lucky for you, we have all the scoop right here on today's show. So don't turn away. Just go ahead and get that cup of coffee, come back, have a seat, because you're going to hear it all next. Welcome back to the show. One of the great things about living in the city of Douglasville is the fact that we have such a clean community, and our residential areas, our city areas, a joy to be around. Well, there's a reason why it's like that, and we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. Joining me at the table, Greg Roberts and Chan Weeks, the City of Douglasville. Welcome to the show, folks.
Thank you very much.
Now, Chan, you've been on here. I don't know that I've seen you in a while.
It's been a couple years.
It has been a little while. Well, welcome back to the table, and we're going to talk a little trash now, aren't we? I always want to say that. That's usually college football talk, but today it really is trash talk.
We talk trash every day.
I love that. So let's start off, before we get into the fall cleanup week. I know there's a lot going on coming up, a lot of other dates. Let's talk about the types of trash, because I hear from my neighbors and folks down the street, what do I put out? What can I expect the city to pick up, just on a general basis? Tell me about that, Greg.
Yeah, and for the City of Douglasville, as we were talking earlier this morning, a lot of times people call and say, my trash didn't get picked up, and so we have to clarify exactly what it is they're asking. And so trash is a general term that the public will use, but we classify different aspects of it. So for residential service, for those of us who live in the city, we have household disposable waste. That's your garbage from the house.
Okay.
And then we have recycling. That's waste, but it's recycling. We do not carry that to a landfill. That goes to a recycling facility. And we're commingled. We take a lot of different things, and Ms. Weeks can cover that. And then we have yard waste, and that's your grass clippings and tree limbs, not whole entire trees, but typical yard waste, grass clipping, tree limbs, and that type of thing.
Right. And all of that, it's picked up at different times.
It's picked up on your regularly scheduled pickup day. So I live in the city.
Right.
Thursday is my pickup day.
Mine too.
And so all three of those components need to be curbside by 7 a.m. on my pickup day. So if you're a resident watching and your pickup day is today on a Tuesday, we're recording this on a Tuesday, and so if your pickup day is a Tuesday, you need to have your items out by 7 a.m. that morning.
I like that. As Chan said earlier, school's back in session. Never hurts to get a little bit of schooling on this type of stuff, because I think we take it for granted a lot of times, and we just don't pay attention. We put the stuff out there, and somehow it magically disappears when the time comes, and then we wonder what's going on. So thank you for that.
And one key aspect of that, sometimes we have people that'll call and they'll say they missed my garbage because they heard a truck go by. And so there are no less than 3 trucks on your street on your pickup day. It'll be a solid waste truck, a recycling truck, and a yard waste truck.
All doing their job.
Yep. So our goal is to get you picked up during that day. Unfortunately, we do not have scheduled pickup times for neighborhoods. Weather changes our schedule, rain slows us down, but we're coming. If we miss you, just call us.
All right, that's great to know. Well, let's go ahead then and talk about some special dates that you have coming up, because there are things that, as a resident, we wouldn't normally put out by the curb. We'd have to do something else with it. And the beauty of this is the City of Douglasville, you guys have us covered during these special times. And so we have Fall Cleanup Week coming October 2nd through October 5th. So tell us about that, Chan.
Well, actually, I'm going to just step back just a little, because our recycle event is actually the Saturday before Cleanup Week starts. So we give everybody an opportunity to give those items a second chance by recycling them. And we hold that event at the First Presbyterian Church, their overflow parking lot there on Campbellton Street. And it is September the 30th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And so it's actually a drive-through event. People can just pull up. We have volunteers there. They'll unload your vehicles and just move you on your way. Now, that is a free event for the most part. And I say for the most part, the only thing we have to charge for is televisions and monitors. So we do have a $5 charge for those, but that's it. Everything else is absolutely free of charge to drop off.
Well, let's be real clear about what they can bring, because
Absolutely.
you know that question will come up from me probably.
Right. And these are things that are outside of your normal recycling. So in our normal recycling, we take aluminum, plastic, paper, newspaper, magazines, all that kind of stuff. So that's not the kind of things that you need to bring to this event. Those can go in your curbside container each and every week. But this event, we are doing like electronics and even appliances, car batteries, larger items, your treadmill, that you're not using anymore, just using for, hanging clothes.
Well, you mentioned car batteries. I mean, so do you take that kind of waste that normally would need a special type of disposition, like paint, things like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, not paint. And Greg can talk more about paint in just a minute, but this would only be for electronics and metal. Basically, anything that plugs in or uses batteries or has any kind of metal content, this is for that event.
Got it.
And then the Lions Club, Douglas County Lions Club, is also out with us that day, and they're collecting eyeglasses and hearing aids. So if you have some old prescription glasses, bring those out because they use those for their Lighthouse Foundation.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so that is the Saturday before the cleanup event.
Correct.
Okay, so you want to talk about the cleanup event?
And then on that Friday, the 28th,
There's
back
more.
here a little more.
Oh, there's
that's
more.
our yard sale amnesty weekend.
All right.
Where we do want you to get a permit. We want you to call and notify the Code Enforcement Division of the City of Douglasville to get a permit. But that runs Friday, the 29th, actually.
29th.
The 29th, Friday, September the 29th,
Okay.
Saturday, September 30th, and Sunday, October 1st. So that's an event where you can have a yard sale. The permits are no fee. It's just letting us know you're having it. And so that's actually more related to the Code Enforcement Division.
So again, giving those items another chance before.
No, I
That's
love
right.
that. Right, sell what you can or give away what you can,
Absolutely.
right?
That's right.
And then if you can't get rid of it and can't sell it, then obviously you're going to have the event on Saturday, and they can drop it off there.
That's right.
Okay, all right, good.
And then we segue into Monday, October the 2nd for our annual fall cleanup. And this is where I would point out that the City of Douglasville is a pay-as-you-throw program. So, and our residents are familiar with this, maybe not as familiar with the term as they should be, but they most know that we will only pick up what is in your residential container with the lid closed.
Right.
And anything that's on the ground either has to have a sticker or you have to communicate with us, because we will communicate with you if you
Right.
fail to communicate with us. But on that week of fall cleanup, and we do it again in the spring every year, that's the week that you put all of these items out here that we wouldn't normally pick up that overflow, and you put it out there. And one of the things I would cover on that is you mentioned paint.
Right.
Now, paint is one of those things that it makes a mess in your neighborhood if you fail to do this one thing.
Tell us.
You need to solidify it, either using a peat moss, you can use sand, use some material like that that will solidify it, almost make a dough out of it.
Right.
And then put it into the garbage container, and it won't go everywhere. But if you put wet paint in a can in your garbage container, when that packer blade packs it up, it will go everywhere. Your street will be freshly painted, but it won't be a color you want.
I have seen that down the road, and it was orange.
That's
Oh.
right.
I have seen that down. So now we know. So now we have paint hacks, right? So
Yep.
that's great. That's great. It's a perfect thing. So put it in there, solidify it, and then it can go the way it needs to go.
That's right.
All right, wonderful. So talk again a little bit. I want to we have a couple minutes left. So for everybody, let's just review what we talked about. So on Friday the 29th, Saturday the 30th, and Sunday, October 1st, that's yard sale amnesty.
Yes.
Fees, nothing. Go ahead, have your yard sale, put all of your trash and treasures out there.
That's right.
See what you can sell, see what you can give away, right?
Yes.
Correct.
But you still need a permit, so get on there and take care of that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell the citizens about that?
I think we're good.
We're good? Okay. So then on Saturday the 30th at First Presbyterian, you can drive through. I love that. It's a drive through, get rid of your electronics and metal stuff.
Try to
That's
make
right.
it as easy as possible.
I love that. Appliances too. Okay. So bring them up, drop them off there.
Yes.
Okay. And is there anything special they need to know, especially bringing large things like appliances, anything along that lines?
No, even if you have a refrigerator that has the Freon or anything in it,
Right.
that's okay. We can have ways to handle that.
You can take that too.
Yes, we can.
I love that. All right. And then October 2nd to the 5th, Fall Cleanup Week, one of the few times where we can put all of our stuff out there. We don't have to worry about the can closing. My neighbor learned that the hard way too.
That's right.
But not the same one who put the orange paint out. That was a different one. That was a different one. All right, wonderful. I love to give my guests the last word. This is your chance. Who would like to close us out?
Well, I don't know if this is the closing, but for our residents, I hope that you have one of these stickers on your garbage container. This is a important date sticker that's related particularly to our sanitation services, but it has the dates on there that we're not open. It has those double route days around the holidays. You know, Thanksgiving is a tough one because we're picking up before the holiday, and so running those double routes, that's a heavy day, and so it's important that we communicate these dates. If you do not have one of these, call us at 770-920-3005 or email us at sanitation@douglasvillega.gov.
I love that. That is a fabulous way to close. Let me tell you what, if you don't pay attention to when the trash is not being picked up, bad things happen on your street.
Unfortunately.
That is right. That is right. Well, thank you guys for all the good you do to keep our community safe and clean and spick and span. It's a joy to live here. Thank you, Chan. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to hop on out to the interactive community calendar because there is just so much going on. So get your pen and pencil and your phone ready, and we'll be right back after this.
Hey, I'm Sarah Ray here from the Douglas County Chamber, and we're here on our interactive community calendar, and we are going to talk to some of our local community organizations and see what we've got coming up this month. So first up with me, we have Brenda from Gift of Love, and I know you guys do great things in the community, but I know you have a special event and you are in desperate need of support. So tell us what you got going on.
Yes, we have a carnival coming up October the 7th, and it's from 3 to 8, and it is a emergency fundraiser. We're going to have lots of games, carnival-type food. We've got some special guests coming. We've got some live music. We're going to have the police department's ice cream truck there. We're going to have some touch trucks that are building-type trucks because we're building up a gift of love.
Very cool. And where is the festival going to be taking place?
It's going to be 3900 Veterans Memorial Highway in the parking lot. That's where we are now.
Yes.
And it's the Lithia Springs Church of God parking lot as well.
Very cool. And do you mind just giving everyone a quick little synopsis of what you guys do and why there is the desperate need for support in the community?
Yes, we feed the children with the backpack program. Anybody in need that's in the school system, we tried to provide them food. Right now we have almost 300 just starting out. I have a school that has 147, and we just don't have the funds right now to help them, so we're trying to get much needed funds so we can take care of all of them.
Wow, that's crazy. I know that it's an awesome organization. You guys have been around for a really long time and have always been able to fulfill those needs. So it's hugely important that people come out and support you at this time. If people want more information on being able to donate or just have questions in general about supporting you guys, what's the best way to get in touch with you, phone and website?
Yes, we have, and also an email at giftofloveservices@gmail.com, or our phone number is 770-672-4707.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for all that you do for the community, and I wish you the best of luck with your event.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, up next we have Jackie and company from Shepherd of the Hills with some lovely props. Come on in this way. How are y'all? Great. Why don't you guys tell us what you have coming up?
I represent Shepherd of the Hills United Methodist Church. Our women's ministry hosts a arts and crafts show fundraiser. This year it will be November the 18th, a Saturday, one day. We host this event, this is the 4th year, we host this event to raise monies to help women and children in Douglas County. That's our ministry, and that's what we use our funds for.
Awesome. And where is the event going to take place?
Right. It's at our church. It's 4283 Chapel Hill Road, Douglasville.
Great. And that's right across the street from Publix?
Across the street from Publix. Yes.
Okay, great. And one more time, the date and the time?
The date is November the 18th. The time is from 10 to 3. I would like to tell you today, mostly I'm reaching out to crafters. I need crafters and vendors. We ask for home-based businesses. So that's what I need, and I have a website for you to register.
Go ahead. You can say it.
The website is sothumc.net. It's a full registration form. It'll answer any questions you have. And we would just love to have you. If you haven't joined us before, this is the 4th year, and we do a good job.
Great, and I'm assuming these are some of the things that we can expect?
This is my husband, David, and he has a booth there, and for 4 years he's done this for me. He makes these beautiful bird houses, so this is the kind of product you'll see there, some lovely things, and it's a good time of the year for people to start their holiday shopping. So.
Very cool. Well, those are beautiful, and if that's a testament to what other kind of items you have there, I know you guys will have a packed house. So thank you guys so much for coming on today, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. If you have an event that you'd like to promote on the interactive community calendar, all you have to do is stop down here at Arbor Place Mall on the last Tuesday of the month at about 11:30, and we'll get you on. We'll be back with more City Connector in a minute.
Welcome back to City Connector. I know that you've been hearing a lot about all the great things happening in our community, but a lot goes on behind the scenes to keep our community safe, keep us healthy. That's just important for all of us as residents. So we're going to talk about one of those initiatives right now. Joining me at the table, I have Sabrina Mallett and Carol Lindstrom. They are with the Live Healthy Douglas Coalition. Welcome, ladies, to the show.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you for having us.
So I'll tell you what, let's first start off with what is the Live Healthy Douglas Coalition, and why should I, as a City of Douglasville resident or Douglas County resident, care what you guys are doing out here for us?
Well, thank you, Lee. I've been a part of Live Healthy Douglas for, 7-8 years, and when it first started out, the initiative was to try and make our county tobacco free, and it was very successful. It enacted a smoke-free policy at our parks and recreational facilities, and then we turned our attention to our youth, and not just for the tobacco free, but for other things that were addressing health issues that are facing our youth, bullying, drug use, alcohol abuse, and it put in place an annual Power and Truth conference. And that conference has seen so much success that it's actually been recognized on a national level. And we are so very proud of that conference. And it happens every year. In addition, back in 2011, Cobb and Douglas Public Health, they started another coalition, and it was also in line with growing towards a more comprehensive community health plan. And we saw with Live Healthy Douglas that other coalition, we aligned ourselves, so we joined forces in 2014. And our current mission is to create an environment of wellness through community collaboration, advocacy, and education. And by engaging community leaders, residents, representing a variety of industries, organizations, agencies, and communities, we work collaboratively to plan initiatives that will make Douglas County a healthier place to live, work, learn, and play.
So that was a mouthful, but
Yes.
I love that though, because what it shows that there's really been some growth. As the county has grown, as the city has grown, as the surrounding region has grown, you guys have grown too, because you reached out and said, hey, we had so much success with the very first tobacco cessation program that now we've moved into other things as well. But you serve more than just youth. The youth and the conference is an important component, but you've broadened that now, right?
Yes.
Talk to us about some of the specific programs that you guys offer.
So some of our programs are varied in nature, where we really try to attract the whole community in the initiative. So one of the things that we're doing right now with Harvester Christian Academy as one of the main partners, we've been able to partner with Cobb and Douglas Public Health, the Douglas County Extension Office. the state of Georgia, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. We've all gotten together to see, okay, how can we increase healthy eating in the county?
Right.
One of those ways we've identified is through offering healthier concession items throughout the county. So we're testing this out at Harvester Christian Academy this season, and we're going to see how it works, what are the tools that are needed to help other concession stands throughout the county get engaged and offer our families and our children and whoever else is attending a ball game, you know, healthier options to eat while they're at that game.
Well, I love what you're doing because each of these things are addressing a specific need in the community.
And the way that we found out what those needs are is our CHA and our CHIP. And tell us about our community health assessment and our community health improvement plan.
Well, the community health assessment is a data collection tool that really, once it's done, provides us with a big picture view of what's going on in regards to health in our community. That type of assessment is usually conducted every 3 to 5 years. And so we did this first back in 2011, 2012, and now we're doing it again back in 2016. We started this process for assessing the health of the community. And then the Community Health Improvement Plan is then the plan we put out in response to the data that was collected with the assessment.
So once you get that data, then what is the next step? Because I know that you have a lot of data. It's all coming in, and I'm sure there are a lot of things that show up on that assessment and lots of needs, especially in a growing community. So where do you go from there?
So once we have all that data and once we have the plan of action published, which will be published in September, we move into what we call an action cycle where we just engage the community, whether it be residents, whether it be business owners, different county and city offices, in really implementing that plan. And so that might be planning community level initiatives, implementing those plans, and then evaluating how successful they were. We know that there are a lot of different opportunities. We've identified a lot of different focus areas, including tobacco, free living. That also includes healthy eating, but also things that impact how we access health care in the county. So whether it be primary care or if you have a chronic disease issue, we have different goals that we set up for all of those things that we're hoping that the community engages with to help us implement.
So you talked, Carol, a minute ago when you were giving us the overview of the importance of the residents and of your partners and engaging. How do people get involved with what you're doing?
So one of the ways we are within the community going out to functions. We've been to CORE, we've been to in front of Kiwanis. We're coming here to talk to you all today. Sabrina has talked to other different groups, and we're going to be at September Saturdays on September 30th. So we'd love for you all to stop by at our booth there. Another way is we know that we want that community buy-in. We want the commitment over the next few years to give that fundamental achievement of goals and that are being set forth by our plan. We want diverse participation. We want everybody to be involved, and we want you all to be able to learn and live, work, and play a healthier way in our community by picking up this publishment. See what we have learned by having this community health assessment on where the needs are and what you can do. We have a website, we have our Facebook page, we are social media activity.
Right.
Get involved. We ask for your help to make us a healthier community.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know that that's important. I think intuitively we all know as citizens and residents how important that is. But from your perspective, when you see the data and you're in this every day, if I said to you, look, I don't smoke, I try and eat healthy, you know, I don't have kids in school right now. Why is this really important to me? What would you say?
I'd say that as a resident, just as a part of a community, as an individual that's a part of a community, I personally feel like you have a responsibility to make that community a better place, whether it be for you personally or for your neighbor. And so if there are ways that you can improve your community, and it doesn't take a whole lot, you know, some of it, and we play on people's strengths, right? If you have a strength in planning, or if you have a strength in just, you know, creating a flyer, you know, every little bit helps. And so as a part of a community, it's your responsibility to make it better.
That's great. Perfect answer. That's what I was hoping that you would say, because it is up to each one of us, because this does impact us in a lot of different ways if there's something happening in the community. That's great. You mentioned the website, Carol, that is livehealthydouglas.org. I guess that folks can go out there if they want to be a part of it, get more information, and contact you there or reach out to you on your social media channels, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct.
All right, I'm going to give you guys the last 30 seconds I have. What do you want to leave with our viewers?
Well, we'll be at September Saturdays on September 30th, and so come visit us. Come hear more about what we're doing, some of the things we have planned, and you can give us your information then, and we'll link you in.
Wonderful. All right. So thank you so much, Sabrina, Carol. I appreciate you being on.
Thank you so much, Lee.
Such an important thing, because a healthy community makes a difference actually in all of our lives. So take a note, go out and see my September Saturdays. We're going to hop on out. We're going to hear some great local talent, and we will be right back. So you stay tuned.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Now don't forget me, little darling, while I'm growing old and gray. Just a little thought before I'm going far away. I'll be waiting on the hillside where the wild red roses grow. On the sunny side of the mountain, where the rippling waters fall. Now don't forget about those days we courted many years ago. Don't forget all the promises you made me, and so it's been so long, dear, since I've seen you, but my love still lingers on. Don't forget me, little darling, though the love affair seems gone. Well, I wonder, darling, in your letters, do you ever think of me? Tell me, little darling, tell me where we can be. I'll be waiting on the hillside for the day that you will call. On the sunny side of the mountain, where the rippling waters fall. I'll be waiting on the hillside with on the sunny side of the mountain, where the rippling waters fall. Thank you very much.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back to the show. I love this month's show because we are talking so much about making our community a better place and reaching out to folks maybe who might need a little bit of a helping hand. And this fits right in with that. Joining me now at the table is David McGinnis. He is the president of Northwest Metro Atlanta Habitat for Humanity. David, thank you for joining us on the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
So, everyone pretty much, I think, has heard about Habitat for Humanity. They've read about it. It's been a while. It's been around for a long time, been on the national stage. But I'd like to know more about the Northwest Metro Atlanta Habitat and what you guys do in our area.
Thank you. Northwest Metro Atlanta Habitat came into existence in 2008. Prior to that time, it was a separate affiliate in Cobb County and a separate affiliate in Douglas County. In 2008, the two combined to make Northwest Metro Atlanta Habitat. So we have been participating in years past here in the community, but not in the current past. Our affiliate, and we are divided up as affiliates throughout the state of Georgia and around the world, are responsible only for the areas that we're assigned.
Right.
So we're excited about the opportunity of now coming back to work in Douglasville and Douglas County with the opportunity of providing those who need a hand up, not a handout.
That's right. And I know that that is a big part of what you guys do. So let's talk about what you're planning right here in our community in Douglasville.
Thank you. We're excited. Within the next few weeks, we hope to break ground on an 8-lot subdivision in Douglasville off of Chicago Avenue, appropriate for these days and times, earmarked for our veteran population.
I love that.
There'll be 8 separate detached homes for the veterans, and they'll go through a vetting process that's quite stringent, but then you understand for a mortgage there has to be. So we're excited. We've gone through all the planning, all the engineering's done, and we're just waiting for the details to finish up so we can start.
So how does this whole process work? I'm sure that people wonder, well, how do they get that land? And how do you go about the vetting process? Let's talk about how you got the land and then how you choose the possible owners.
Lee, I've been with the organization now for about 3.5 years. And when I joined the organization, I came to Douglasville with the intent of finding a place to start over. And I found this piece of property on Chicago Avenue that was vacant and apparently had been for about 15 to 16 years, and it was owned by the Housing Authority. Property had been demolished years back, and I began the inquiry about us purchasing the property, and there's a process you have to go through,
right.
Long process, but we were able to purchase the property from the Housing Authority, who was elated and excited to sell to us because we serve those that are in the low to moderate low income range as well, like they. So we were able to purchase that. As we begin the process, those that are interested in purchasing a home, and let me emphasize, we sell the home, we don't give it away. There is a vetting process that they will go through. They will make application to the participation in our program. That vetting process consists of being a citizen of the United States or have a green card to be here legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have the ability and the willingness to work with us in the agreements that we have, and they are very stringent. And once they go through that vetting, then we begin the process of them putting in 100 hours of working on someone else's home or volunteer services, 100 hours of work on the home for them that they will buy.
Their own home.
And then they will go through about 100 hours of study on our life skill classes to teach them how to care for and own the home.
Because you want them to maintain that home. They are making a mortgage payment of some sort on that.
For 20 or 25 years.
Just like the rest of us.
The rest of us. And the only good thing, or the good thing about our process is there's no interest. And the way the no interest comes into play is we have to have the land, obviously.
Right.
We have to have the family, but then we have the sponsors, individuals, faith-based organizations, corporations, bind together and provide the funds to build the house. The volunteers of the community will have an opportunity to come and work with us as well and actually build the house, which, Lee, is exciting for me because our mission statement says, seeking to put the love of God into action. We bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope. We can build a home in 9 weeks typically. We improve a community when we move in with our Energy Star efficient home.
Right.
And we provide hope to those who think they may never own a home.
Well, David, I can tell that you're passionate about this, but so I do have a question kind of to follow up on that. You said you've been with the organization for 3.5 years.
Yes.
And during that 3.5 years, what has been the most fantastic or awesome thing that has touched you the most about the organization and what you do?
At the end of the journey, when people have been vetted, they go through the participation, they build the house, we have a dedication service. In that dedication service, we celebrate the work that they have done. And we dedicate that house to them before we actually close it into the mortgage. If you have never attended a dedication service, let me encourage you and any others who are observing this exercise to please come, because that is the most powerful part of what we do. Seeing that we literally change a family or person's life by taking them out of a bad or unfortunate living condition and giving them the hope of owning a home that you and I enjoy.
Right. How many times have you seen that process?
And I've been with them 3.5 years. We're probably closing in on 45 or 50.
Does it ever get old?
No. It gets more exciting every time.
Every time. So you mentioned when you were talking about the importance of that and how awesome it is, none of that would be able to happen without the sponsors, the volunteers, community efforts. So talk to me a little bit about if someone's looking out there and they're listening to this and they're moved, and I don't know how they could not be, to be a part of this. How can they get involved, whether it is at a corporate sponsor level or I just want to come out and use my hammer and help you out?
Lee, thank you for asking that. As we begin the development of the process in the subdivision, we hope to have our office open out here very soon.
Good.
And those that would care to participate at whatever level will be able to go to that office, sign up to be a volunteer, sign up to be a sponsor to whatever level, sign up to be a consideration for home ownership. So we will have that in place in the next few weeks. And as we continue to grow and expand, we hope to have a permanent office out here where families can come and we'll assist them.
All right, and that'll be coming soon.
That'll be coming soon as we get the subdivision started.
All right, excellent. And so in the meantime, we can be on the lookout on your social media and in the news about when the groundbreaking happens?
Yes, we'll have that. We do have our website, www.nwmetroatlantahabitat.org.
All right.
And they can go on and check that. They also, for those that are interested, could go on and see the requirements for home ownership, as well as sponsorship opportunities and volunteer opportunities.
Wonderful. David, thank you so much for being on the show today, and I look forward to attending that dedication ceremony and seeing what all that's about. I can see that warms your heart.
It does. It's something that I've enjoyed all my life.
Wonderful. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
So A lot of wonderful, wonderful things happening right here in our community. I hope that you will go out and be a part of that. We're going to hop on out to the interactive community calendar again, and we will be right back.
Hey, I'm Sarah Rain. We're back here with the Interactive Community Calendar and have one of my lovely friends, Emily from the Cultural Arts Council. And I know you guys always have a million events going on, so why don't you tell us a couple of things that you guys have coming up for the fall?
Sure. We have our annual Novus Open Visual Art Show. It's the opening reception. It's on September 7th. It's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. And we always have light refreshments and drinks. And then we have 2 of our Family Art Venture programs. These are free concerts that we put on. They'll both take place at 10:30 a.m. and one's going to be September 9th at the Douglas County Library, and the second one will be September 23rd at the Dog River Library. And then, of course, we have our famous chili cook-off. It's going to be our 21st annual chili cook-off and costume contest, so we encourage everybody to come out in their best attire and costumes, and it'll be from 6 to 9 p.m., and it's going to be on O'Neill Plaza, so the newly renovated plaza.
Look, that just gave me chills. I'm such a nerd, but like y'all are the first event that'll be out on the new plaza.
And we were actually the last event as well. Chili Cook-Off was the last event, and we'll be the first one again. So it's going to be a special time. You know, if you don't like chili, still come out because it'll be your first chance to see the new plaza in its great condition. So we're all very excited about it.
Great. So if people want more information on any of the events that you have, what's the best way for them to find out?
They can go to our website, which is artsdouglas.org, or they can call us, or they can email us as well.
Great. Or they can come visit, too.
Yeah, that's, of course, always.
Great. Well, thank you so much. All right, up next we have no stranger to the scene, Miss Carol Lindstrom. She's here for the chamber. Here, step over this. We'll get a little closer. Love one another. And I know the chamber has a couple of events coming up, so why don't you tell us a little bit about what is coming up?
Well, it's time to rule the school. If you haven't done this before, the Douglas County Chamber, Douglas County School System, and Brighton Academy are seeking chamber members who have an interest in our schools and Douglas County to participate in Principal for a Day. Application deadline is October 5th. For additional details, please contact the chamber.
Look at that. You just had it all down. Yes, and you've done Principal for a Day before.
I have. It was a great way to learn more about our Douglas County school systems and what our principals in our schools are going through on a daily basis.
Very cool. And then just a quick little teaser. I know the Chamber has the Golf Classic coming up September 29th, and I know you participated in that as well. So if you can want to give everyone a little bit of a synopsis about how the day goes down and all the cool stuff that golfers get and sponsors.
Well, all of our sponsors put stuff in our goodie bag, and all of our participants get one of those goodie bags to go. It is on 2 different courses, so the golfers will go on a course. I think there may be some sponsorships still available.
There's 8 sponsorships left.
Yes, so definitely contact the chamber for that sponsorship. It is a great way to get your business recognized by those people who are participating, volunteering, and involved on our golf
course. Yes. Well, and there's about 400 people that participate, which is awesome. And then it's a great day because once you get there, everything is covered. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, snacks, definitely entertainment. I know you know as one of our whole sponsor judges before.
Yes, and I've driven the cart around, and it is a lot of fun, a lot of great ways to get involved, and great prizes throughout.
Yeah. And you do not have to be a chamber member to play. It's $500 for a foursome or $125 for a team. So you can find me at the chamber if you have more info or more questions.
What was the date on that one?
It's September 29th at Mirror Lake Golf and Country Club, and that's in Villa Rica. So hurry fast. We're running out of spaces. Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. See you later. If you have an event that you'd like to promote here on the Interactive Community Calendar, just stop by us here on the last Tuesday of the month at Arbor Place Mall in the food court around 11:30, and we'll get you on. We'll be back with more City Connector in a minute.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. We have had such a wonderful show, and you're going to be hearing more from Kieth and Glen in just a moment. But first, I want to remind you where you can find City Connector, because we are everywhere. You can find us on Comcast Channel 22. You can find us on mycitytv.com. You can find us on Tributary Channel 48. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. We are everywhere. I encourage you to take a listen and share the program, because there's so much great information, not only in our segments, but we have fabulous talent, and we have the interactive community calendar. There's no better place for you to get all the information that you need right here for the City of Douglasville. Now, having said all of that, guys, we've been enjoying your talent all through the program, so tell me a little bit, and we'll start with you, Glen. Tell me a little, when did you start playing?
Started playing, at an early age, and just like millions of others, just had, play 2 or 3 chords on the guitar, and really didn't get serious in playing guitar until I was in my 40s.
Wow! Yeah. So a little bit of a late bloomer.
A little bit of a late bloomer, yeah. But I love it. It's just a passion of mine, and I also use it as a ministry.
That's wonderful. So what's your biggest influence? Who was your biggest influence musically?
My main genre that I love is bluegrass music. And, a lot of guitar players tend to idolize the super pickers. Well, I tend to gravitate to the singer-songwriters. Tim O'Brien comes to mind.
All right.
I never know what questions you're going to ask, so I don't have to. So Tim O'Brien, I guess, is a big influence on me. Peter Rowan, a lot of the singers is what I follow.
Good deal. And Kieth, let's talk about you for a second. I see you've got, so I'm going to call it wrong. Tell me, violin, fiddle, viola, what is it you have?
It's a violin fiddle. It's the same piece of wood. It's the same exact piece of wood. It depends on how you play it.
Okay.
What makes it a fiddle or a violin.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that. All right, so how long have you guys been playing?
Well, I've been playing 25 or so years. I started out with classical violin down at the Academy of Performing Arts in Atlanta, and then moved over to the dark side of traditional Scottish fiddle, Scottish Highland fiddle, where I went to school for a dozen or more years in California at a Scottish fiddle school in the Redwood Forest.
Wow.
So I've done that since 2003.
All right, well, that's pretty exciting. I'd love to hear some of that. So what's your biggest influence then? If you had a preference in terms of genre, what you like to play most, what would that be?
That would be traditional Scottish Highland music. I love Itzhak Perlman to begin with, and I still do love his music. Right. But Alistair Fraser, who is a premier Scottish fiddle player worldwide now, has been my teacher since 2003.
Wow.
So I love the music of Alistair Fraser, plays the Scottish fiddle. Natalie Haas plays a cello. They play together to do it, but that has been my influence for many years. So my primary influence in music is traditional Scottish Highland music of the 16th, 17th, 18th centuries.
Well, I have to say that's probably the first time I've heard that here on City Connector, and I shall immediately leave the stage and go Google that so I can learn more about it. I'm looking forward to it. That's pretty cool. And I know, gentlemen, we talked a few moments ago that both of you could be available if someone wanted you to come, parties, some informal events, Christmas parties, and I think that we're going to have that contact information up there. But you would be willing to go and play some Scottish fun stuff somewhere, yeah?
Of course, yes. And I do often, very often.
Well, I can see it would be a lot of fun, and you as well, yes?
As well. We're a part of an informal group of musicians, and we can get together and do anything from a full-fledged church service all the way to just a barbecue hootenanny, whatever anybody wants.
I love it.
We cover the whole spectrum of what everybody wants.
Oh, that is real talent. Well, gentlemen, we appreciate you being on City Connector. I will leave it to you two, and I will see you next month. Remember, we tape the last Tuesday of every month right here at Arbor Place Mall, and we welcome you to come here, listen to our great talent, and be a part of our live audience. Until next time.
All right.
Which one?
Now we're going to start off with a hymn today. The songs that we chose today kind of cover the spectrum that I was talking about, in that we're going to do a hymn, and whoever wants to sing along with us, we can. It's What a Friend We Have in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Okay, Dave. Have we trials and temptation? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Just take it to the Lord in prayer. We find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrows share. Jesus knows our every weakness. Just take it to the Lord in prayer. Are we weak and heavy laden, covered with a load of care? Precious Savior, still our refuge. Just take it to the Lord in prayer. Do thy friends despise, forsake thee? Take it to the Lord in prayer. In his arms he'll take and cheer thee. Thou wilt find a solace there. Take us out. So we're going to do one of the fiddle tunes that Kieth was talking about a while ago. Kieth, you want to tell us a little bit about Forest Flower Waltz?
We're going to play a Finnish tune. It's called Forest Fire Waltz. Forest Fire Waltz. And being a waltz, it's a dance tune, but it's going to be in a minor key, and you should definitely hear the gypsy flow of this tune. I've learned a lot of tunes from different countries over the past 15 years or so. This is just one of my favorites. I think you'll enjoy it.